Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Ty Garner here again, and I want to bring you a word from Proverbs this morning that hopefully will give you a little peace in this political climate that we find ourselves in today, like we do every 4 years with a political election and maybe some concern over, what's going to happen and, where this country is going to go. Proverbs 21:1 says, "The king's heart is like channels of water in the hands of the Lord. He turns it wherever he wishes." This verse just reminds us that God's in ultimate control. Back in the day when Solomon wrote this, kings were literally, like gods. They were true ultimate authority. Nothing like what we have with our president today, who they don't have, near as much control as we would think with Congress and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, it's a big deal, right? And so there's a lot of people out there, I think, that are concerned over the political climate that we find ourselves in and who's going to become president. And I can remember even back in 2012 thinking, oh my gosh, if Obama gets elected again, what is going to happen to this country? And look, 4 years later, hey, maybe we're no better off than we were then, but hey, we're still here, right? God's in control. And that's the one thing that as a Christian, as a believer, that I think you have to hold on to. And that's where you put your faith and your hope is in God and not any one political authority figure. God steers those just like channels of water. This is nothing for God. Time and time again throughout the Bible, you saw where he controlled kings, Pharaoh, through Moses and all the different times that he controlled kings that you would think in a worldly perspective had control over everything. But, ultimately they did not, because God was the one in control. And look, God already knows who's going to win this election. And, God is going to use that to, his ultimate outcome and his ultimate glory. And whether we see that here on this earth or we see it in our eternal, a reward of heaven, it doesn't matter. We just put our faith and our hope in him and to pursue God with all of our heart. And ultimately, we're going to find peace in that. There's another verse there, 31, that it speaks to me as well, that says, "The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but the victory belongs to the Lord." We still have to prepare. That horse has to be prepared for battle, even though ultimately the victory is God's. We have to be prepared, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. We have to prepare ourselves for each and every day, each and every battle that we fight. We have to be prepared. We have to study the Word. We have to get our finances in order. We have to do all these things to make sure that we are prepared, even though ultimately the victory is God's and He's already won. To be diligent, Christians and followers, we have to make sure that we're, studying and applying the things of God's Word into our lives so that ultimately we will have the victory with Christ, and that is eternal victory in heaven. Hope this helps you today. Hope that you can find peace. Put your faith and your hope in God and God alone. And I think you have a great day and great rest of the week. Take care. Have a great day.